Hey, what's up guys? Pretty much every phone coming out these days has a dual camera setup, but not many can boast 3. This one can. It's Samsung's Galaxy A7 2018, and it's just arrived, so let's check it out. So we have the box here, and under the lid is the Galaxy A7 2018. Let's take this plastic off and check it out. Pretty shiny. Under that we have some reading material. And here's the SIM tool. There's a micro USB cable. Yeah, no USB-C here. It's bundled with a 7.5 watt charger. And finally, there's a pair of earbuds included in the box. Nice. So, now that we have the A7 2018 in our hands, let's go over its key features. First up, an eye-catching design. With the coating as shiny as this one, the A7 is sure to turn some heads. The uniform metallic blue covers both the glass back and the aluminum frame. The glass is curved a little bit where they meet, adding some extra shiny highlights. Down at the bottom we have a 3.5mm jack for headphones. But what was Samsung thinking with this outdated micro USB port, since last year's had USB-C? And what happened with the water resistance? Next, the tall AMOLED display. The Galaxy A7 has a 6-inch AMOLED display with a tall 18.5:9 aspect ratio. Unlike plenty of other mid-range phones these days, the A7 doesn't have a screen notch cutout. The selfie cam and sensors are embedded in the top bezel. The display itself has a 1080p resolution, and content looks pretty sharp. We'll run some display tests and let you know how it does in our full review. In true Samsung fashion, there's an always-on display too. Great if you want to check notifications at a glance. There isn't a notification LED though, if you were looking for a more power-saving option. Number 3. Some unconventional biometrics. The Galaxy A7 2018 has a fingerprint reader mounted on the side. Most phones have it either on the back panel or on the chin on the front. I can't say I'm a big fan of this. It feels kind of slow to read and wake up the phone. And maybe it's just me, but it didn't seem to respond 100% of the time. But one neat trick is that you can swipe down on the reader to pull down the notification shade, making things easier if you're using the phone with one hand. There is Face Unlock too if you want to use that. It seems accurate, though probably not the most secure option. Next up, the triple camera setup. Let's talk about one of the A7's most hyped features, the triple camera. Though there are 3 cameras, you can't shoot through all of them. There's the main 24-megapixel wide-angle cam, then there's an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle cam. The third is a 5-megapixel depth sensor. The main cam has face detection autofocus. We snapped a couple of photos during the day for you to check out. Looks decent so far. There's an intelligent scene optimizer too, which can automatically adjust settings for you. AI scene recognition is getting quite popular these days. The ultra-wide cam lets you take those super wide shots. Just a click of the toggle and you can catch all of your friends or a whole building in this 120-degree field of view. There's a bit of distortion at the edges, but that's normal. Overall, it's a pretty useful option to have. Here's a look at the portrait mode on the A7 2018. The defocus background is adjustable, and edge detection looks mostly accurate, so it looks like the depth sensor is doing something right. And finally, a decent mid-range processor. The A7 2018 runs on Samsung's Exynos 7885 chipset, an upgrade over last year's Exynos 7880. It runs on 8 Cortex A73 cores, instead of the A53 cores of last year. Along with increased RAM at 4 or 6 gigs, it should result in a nice performance boost. From what we've seen so far, the UI Samsung Experience 9 seems to run quite smoothly too. So there you have it guys, the A7 2018 seems to be a solid mid-ranger with some cool camera options. I'm not a big fan of them moving the fingerprint reader though and losing the water resistance and USB-C port of last year. What do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments below, as well as any questions you might have, and we'll try to answer them in our full review coming soon. See ya!